Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's the Dinners with Racers Continental Tire Cup, and it is live from beautiful Road Atlanta, the short version of the racetrack where we will be racing tonight, or today, or this morning, wherever you are in the world, with the beautiful Pro 2 light trucks. My name is Marco Barbanera, and of course, I'm joined behind the cameras and in the booth by Alex Simpson. Hello, Alex.
Hello everyone, good to be here. Looking forward to this. Yeah, what can go wrong? Pro trucks at Atlanta Short. I mean, Atlanta, fantastic circuit. I think you perhaps spoil a little something with not having the big straights, but I don't think it's going to affect these trucks too much. Most of the action is going to happen in the infield section, so should be fun.
It is absolutely, and the way this track works, basically, it's just a normal road Atlanta, but instead of turning left for the dreadful turn 5, you turn right in what has been scanned. I think it's the just the way it is in real life. Very, very bumpy, very dirt kind of corner. So somewhat of a familiar place for these vehicles here. But more importantly, we are basically in the penultimate round. Well, this is the final round of the regular season, and next week we are going to have a last chance race on Monday, and of course the big final on Tuesday. So it's been a long season, and this is basically the final act of the regular season. So final chance for these drivers to get into that final part of the standings, the top part of the standings, to get access to the world final on Tuesday.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Of course, prime time slots for the Monday and Tuesday races. So hopefully everyone that wants to tune in will. And I think Marco, you volunteered to do that one as well. You crazy man.
I mean, I've covered basically all of the season, so it would have been very unprofessional of me to not do the final 2 rounds, and so, especially because we are doing a repeat of the Skip Barber at Indianapolis on Monday, and also the final race is very interesting as well, because it's going to be a multi-class event with HPD and Legends at my own track of Monza. So I mean, I could not say no to that.
Absolutely. 3 o'clock start for yourself. So yep, make sure you get a few cat naps in during the day so you can survive the evening. Having done some Rikmatech meetings in the past as well that started at sort of 1:15, 1:30. Yeah, they can go on quite some time. It's tough going.
Yes, but luckily I'm very used to, back when I was a bit younger and a bit more stupid, I used to do a lot of late night, stay up and watch North American sports. I am a bit older than that now. I'm a bit out of shape in that regard, but it will be okay for a couple of days. And of course the races are going to be tons of fun, so it's going to be very exciting. I'm already seeing some very cool liveries tonight as we are heading into the final couple of minutes of practice, and the drivers are tackling the racetrack, and now I think they know it very well. You can see right now, watching Tucker here taking the right-hander here, and it's a bit dirty. You can see the track is not very clean there. It's a bit like this. Basically, yes, I can remember this version of the track being on iRacing, and then you go down the backstretch and into the very hard braking area at the chicane, which I think also it's important that we don't have the straights, because if I'm not mistaken, these beautiful tracks only go up to 30 gear. So I think on the long straights of the full track they would have been.
I was about to say they're going to be topping out. Obviously, much more used to running inside sort of little stadium circuits with the jumps and things like that, aren't they? So yeah, this is ideal little layout, I think. Just while we're on board there, it didn't sound like they were topping out, so yeah, it does make that'll make the racing a little bit more interesting.
As we are heading into Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
I was just about to say they absolutely sound like a beast as well while we were on board. I was just like, whoa. I had to check the sound levels there just to make sure we weren't being drowned out, Mark. I wasn't far off it, I tell you.
Man, I was just about to tell you that because these things are absolutely loud and it's a very pleasant loudness from these engines. Yeah, so I had to do a little bit of audio leveling myself before the broadcast. But here we are with the qualifying session will be 5 minutes and a couple of laps. Sorry, only 1 lap for these drivers. So it's basically one-shot qualifying. You go out of the pits, you take the green flag, and that will be your lap. And any kind of off-track will, of course, render your lap void, and you will have to start at the back of the field. And you have, of course, 5 minutes to complete your lap. As we see already drivers getting out of their pit stop. This is Eric Mulder, of course. Just a quick update on the championship while we are at it. And Lee Lucas is the points leader in the regulars with Dean Moll, Tyler Tucker, Max Schmedding, Justin Parker and Davis Trask. They are all within a shot of winning that regular season title. And of course, the driver in the cutoff position for making it to the world final on points will be Jeffrey Collinson. So let's keep an eye on the standings, and we'll have an update, of course, in the coming days before the big finale of who made it and who didn't, as we have this is a beautiful livery from I'm a bit surprised that we haven't seen one of the new all chrome liveries that are, of course, super popular in iRacing after the latest update. I know I've been abusing of that kind of livery style on my cars, and I have to say, if used with a little bit of moderation, it is absolutely a fantastic effect. But so far we haven't seen any of that on the tracks tonight. Just the usual craziness of this championship, as this car here looks like a big something you would put on your table at Christmas, but with dinner with racers logos.
Yeah, I was thinking, or a big, sort of sponsor board that you have behind someone during interviews. In this way, he can just stand in front of his truck and do the business.
Absolutely, you are absolutely right. As the driver in question, of course, is Dean Moll, one of the drivers within a shot of the title, as he's about to take to the start-finish line and set his time. Here we go. And he will jump into 5th position. So pole position provisionally for Lee Lucas, Davis Trask, Garrett Conrad is in 3rd, and Justin Parker, Mark Schmedding, Dean Moll. So all the title contenders are more or less there. Nicolas Isidro coming home in a very ART looking livery, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Just seeing if we've got anyone still on a lap. Looks like everyone's just doing the 1 lap.
Another dinner with racers livery in here. Reminds us of the famous Richard Petty driven STP cars with the blue and orange. Coming out of the final corner there is Jason Skeen. And here he comes on the start-finish line. Is this a valid lap time? It is not. So he will stay where he is and start from the back of the field. Michael Diamore also coming home. Garrett Conrad is, you can see, he is improving, but I think that this lap will not count because he already set his fast lap. Let's see. I might be completely mistaken, but only the first lap will count.
Do love the way these move around as well. Just show how much power they've got. Of course, it's not the first outing that the trucks have had. Of course, in the Dinamo Racers Continental Tire series, we obviously had them at the last round as well. A tiny little multi-class oval race that
Oh,
we
yeah.
had there. We're sharing the
That did
tracks
we
with
know.
you know, Honda prototype cars, Formula One cars, and what else did we have on there? Skip Barbers and anything
Yeah,
else? I can't remember.
we had Ski Barbers, I think.
There's some Porsches out there too.
Yeah, the Legends cars were there, I think,
Art
as
Legends,
well.
yep. But I think it's safe to say that is qualifying done. Everyone who's out there now has actually already set a lap. So I think we're just waiting for the times to tick over, get some final classifications for that, and I'll bring them up on screen. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Lee Lucas on pole position, almost half a second in front of Davis Strass, Garrett Conrad, Justin Parker, Ben Cox, Mark Schmedding, Tyler Tucker, Dean Moll. Then we have Chad Dalton and Lane Walker, Christian Abate and Patrick Lindsay in the top 12. Then we have Daniela Taubert in P13, Lance Snyder in 14th, James Legault, Demonte Dodson in 16th place, then Macinowski, Nicolas Isidro, Alex Ripstein, Michael Diamore, Alan Space, Joseph Kang, Eric Müller, and Jeff Gross in P24, rounding up the grid. Sean Ekman, Jason Skeen, Benjamin Wedge, Charles Kleinhagen, and Dustin Hamilton, rounding up your 29 strong here. And by the looks of things, we will have a standing start for this 30-lap race. Let's see. Hopefully everything is nice and clean getting into turn one, and especially heading into the S section after the drivers go up the hill in the first couple of right-hander and left-hander. Always tough to get your braking markers there, especially in the first lap where there's a lot of confusion running around. And we are waiting for everyone to get on the grid. We are missing a couple of drivers. Therefore, we are going to wait until the 2 minutes mark, unless they jump on the grid in the next few seconds. And then the lights will come on your screen and we will be racing for this final round of the regular season of the Dinner with Racers Continental Tire Cup. And just 5 seconds left. So Ekman, Kleinhagen, and Hamilton will start from the pits. And here we go. The lights are on, and we are getting ready to go racing. And the green flag is in the air. Lee Lucas with a good start, a bad start for there, and Parker.
Parker, he's gone out off the line, hasn't he? Look at that, hooked up. What a great start. Thank you very much.
Yeah, out of nowhere, thanks to the power of the Continental Tire livery, I would say. Tyler Tucker dropping down now as we have a couple of trucks going wide, but nothing major happening. Now the first trouble spot, the very hard braking area. And it's a good move there from Demonte Dodson in the number 8 truck. And he slots in front of Walker and Cox up to P6. For the driver from the Mid-South Club. The tires are squealing as they take to basically the shortcut, the right-hander that makes up the short version of the racetrack. And as you can see, Lee Lucas and Justin Parker already basically getting around to finishing their first lap. I have to say, Lee Lucas embracing the Christmas spirit with his basically donning this truck like it is a Christmas tree. I guess that at least from here it looks like a Christmas tree, and of course now trying to gain back the first place after the absolutely amazing start from Justin Parker. Here we go.
Yeah, he looks on it, doesn't he? Looks keen. Up the inside into turn one. Oh, just massive understeer there for Justin. He's actually going to lose out there to Garrett as well. Garrett got a great run off of turn one. Sweeps through and gets up and into second place. Let's see what he can do in terms of keeping up with Lee Lucas, who looks very, very quick right now.
Yeah, like I said, he was the fastest driver by half a second in qualifying. Garrett Conrad using that performance power, jumping into second place now. And now Parker, after an amazing start, dropping to P4 behind Trask as well. So after a fantastic start, struggling to keep up with the pace of the other front runners is the number 55 truck. And I tell you what, Conrad is looking very, very racy there, as we go sideways there with Trask, and now Parker trying to go for the move on the inside in the final corner. This is very brave and also very risky. Looks like we'll be able to complete the move. Beautiful pass. Look how they slide.
I love that little slide, exactly. So great lap from Conrad. Look at that, a 1:10, so much quicker than anyone else. No wonder why he's all over the tail of our leader. But once again, Trask goes up the inside of Tyler Tucker.
Yeah, another great move there. So these two guys keep battling. Let's see if the guys at the front will keep... Oh, there's a very slow truck there.
They changed position again just as I clicked away. Absolutely typical. Side slot. Oh, wow, that was perfect
flip.
changing.
Lance Snyder with a massive flip. Other trucks avoiding action. And
he landed on his wheels. Yeah,
in the spirit of these kind of races, he will continue as Tucker and Parker, Tucker and Trask going at it once again. Oh, big dive from Dodson. They make a little bit of contact. Here comes Walker with a little bit of a back bump there. Walker and Cox also fantastic racing for this. Basically, they are fighting for 4th, 5th position and backwards. Amazing stuff.
This is what we were hoping to see, I think. Some really good battling out there. And it looks epic when the cars are just leaning and sliding, drifting. This battle for, well, what is effectively second really has heated up. It looked like the top 4 were going to run away for a little while, but apparently not the case.
And of course, these kind of trucks, almost 3 wide there, there's a truck wide cutting massively. That will be a mega slowdown for Cox. But of course he floors it, and Walker, that was beautiful. Great save. And you know, you put those suspensions and those shock absorbers to good use. Of course, these trucks are used to bigger jumps than that, and so why not? He's back on the racing surface without a scratch. I was about to say that these trucks are used to run on basically in the main series here on iRacing, and in real life as well on dirt tracks. There is a rookie series where these trucks run, which makes use of the rallycross tracks of iRacing, but this is the first time I've seen them in a, well, apart from that here they'll race on a what is effectively a 100% tarmac racetrack. So it'll be interesting to see how the tires will hold on as we will get deeper and deeper into the 30 laps of this race. Of course, we have 5 of them elapsed right now, and this fight keeps on going as more. Oh, there's a big wreck.
Looks like Dean Mole involved in it. Let's see if I can get that back on replay just to catch what happened.
Trying to get back onto the proper racing line, and here we go with the replay. They were basically in a train of 4. Oh, a little bit of a hit there, and once again lands on his wheels and back racing.
These pro trucks are just like cats. They always seem to land on all 4s. Oh, tasty.
This is Dodson leading the way in front of Dalton. Cox, Tucker and Schmieding all very close to each other. And of course, when and if you make a mistake, you could have basically an accordion effect, especially in this corner here, as they tend to push and shove into each other. I mean, we have just seen that these trucks can absolutely take a little bit of bumping and wrapping. So we jump on board with Dalton here. Dawson very wide. Oh, big hit there. No position gained.
Dotson played the game quite well there. He realised he went in deep, so he just parked the car on the apex. Dalton tried the undercut, but just couldn't quite get far enough alongside. I think he's under a bit of pressure now as well, behind. Maybe wrong. And Dido was. It's actually Christian's 1.5. They're battling just behind. But we'll stay on board with Dalton. Let's see if he can get back onto the tail of Dotson here.
Also a couple of lap cars in the mix there, of course, as it is expected. Stay with the onboard shot, which makes... Oh, look at that. Dodson doesn't like this corner. And here we go. Dalton on the inside. Can he make the pass? Got to be careful of Snyder there at the back marker as they head down the hard braking area at the chicane.
Great run off that corner. He's going to get both of them here. Maybe. Oh, sweeps in. Nice. Doesn't take too much speed, though he compromises his exit here as well. So glad I stayed on board with him, because yeah, what a great couple of moves. I do want to quickly check in with the lead though, because that's still only half a second between our top two.
Yes, Lucas pulled a gap of around 2 seconds a few laps ago, but he has been losing steadily compared to Conrad. So Conrad is coming and coming closer and closer as we're about to enter lap 9. And I mean, Lucas and Conrad, they both have the pace. So I think this fight is far from over, even though they pulled away from the rest of the field quite significantly right now, with Justin Parker sitting in third, and he's almost 9 seconds behind this duo here as they keep fighting for the race lead. And also we see a very nice effect. Well, it's in sim time, it's 5 minutes past 8 in the evening, so the sun will get lower and lower, which creates all sorts of beautiful effects on the tracks and on the track itself. And now the fight for the lead is super close.
What I will say is these guys definitely seem like they're faster in different sections of the circuit. So Garrett seems to be faster coming down towards the chicane and into turn 1, but Lee Lucas definitely quicker through the infield. So I don't know if that perhaps is some sort of setup tweak or something like that, but certainly there's a difference in the cars, how they're handling those two different sections, and this is going to make for quite interesting. So I think Garrett's going to have to get as close as he can through that infield so that he can have a look perhaps into this chicane or into to turn 1. Oh, a bit on the grass there under braking, using all of the available track as well.
Oh, Lucas is a bit wide there, very wide, and this gives the chance to Conrad to close right in. But after this part of the racetrack, like you were saying, Alex, this is where Lucas is really shining and can pull away from his opponent, as we have a look at the beautiful front end of that Ford-sponsored track as they head down the S section once again and getting ready to turn right. Lucas very wild with his lines in the last couple of laps, but Conrad cannot profit, at least for now, from these mistakes. And let's say that if you go on the grass with this track, it's not the end of the world. So
it's a bit like the rallycross cars, isn't it? You can have a little play with the grass and it'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, they are designed to run on any kind of surface, so you are not going to lose massive amounts of time. And so once again, as we go into the final corner, the gap is hovering around 800 of a second, but also we are getting our first few lap cars to contend with.
Just what I was intrigued to see there. A bit of lap traffic. This could mix it up somewhat with them. Bit of a stalemate at the moment. move out the way and let them go. It looks like Lucas
Oh,
having to
there's
go
a
around. We've got a
caution.
caution. I've got a feeling that's probably going to be a competition caution. Stewards will have thrown that one.
So caution is out. The drivers will line up behind the pace car. And we will have a restart, hopefully very soon. Pit road will be closed.
Just scanning through to see if there were any crashes, like big ones. Is this? Well, I think this is just them checking up more than anything. Yeah, exactly that. So nothing there. Jason having some problems. He seems to be having a lot, to be fair. So I think again this is just the same situation. Just got it wrong and triggered our possible crash indicator because his speed drops so low. Like that. So yeah, just a straightforward competition caution, I think.
You know what they used to say, no? If there is no competition, we should have a caution. Even though we were having some great competition, so that was certainly not the case. But whatever the case.
That Porsche just looks pathetic, doesn't it, on that track? They could have put, at least put the Mustang on there, something a bit bigger that doesn't look like it'd get just run over. I mean,
yeah,
I so wish we could hit the pace car, because right now you just have to do it. Go on, Lee, just drive in it and just cover it up completely so we can't see it.
You know, judging by the Papyrus standards, I am very glad that the pace car is unhittable, because the last, as he's trying to hit basically that car there, the last time the pace car was hittable in a Papyrus racing simulator was NASCAR 4, and that pace car was made of bricks. It would destroy your car even at the slightest of touches. They got the message, and then in NASCAR 2002-2003 the pace car was finally transparent, and it has been thankfully the same in iRacing as well. Really, you don't want to do that, as we have the pit road is open, and I think everyone is about to go in to take some fresh rubber or maybe some fuel.
I don't know if we were expecting a pit stop, but maybe they've thrown that one in just to have a bit of a curveball. But yeah, like you say, everyone in, get some possibly some fuel and some fresh rubber. Let's just see if we can see if anyone is going to take some tyres. I keep losing my mouse for some strange reason. Go. That seemed pretty short. How about any of the others? That's not a great camera angle to see. Oh, definitely some are jacked up on the side there, so I think some people taking tyres, that's for sure. And actually, a few drivers didn't come in, so Matt Szynovsky and Daniel Talbot there. So
yeah. Two drivers stayed out then, and the rest all went in. By the way, the lights on the pace car are already out, so we will restart this lap. They need to catch up quickly to the leaders.
You know, some only leaving the pit lane now. So, yep.
Less Race Control calls an extension for the caution, but it's looking like this won't be the case, as the pace car is about to take the right hand into the pits. And we are back to green flag racing here at Road Atlanta. Lap 14 out of 30, so basically halfway home now. Matt Szynovsky, Daniela Taubert, who had a fantastic showing in the Irwindale round earlier in the season. Lee Lucas, Justin Parker, then Abate, Trust Dalton, and here we go, Szynovsky defending on the inside. That is a lapped car, I would guess, between the two leaders, and in fact it is. But of course, a long way to cover now for for Lucas, Parker, Abate, Trask, all these drivers here. And Conrad has dropped down to P16. So massive loss in the pit stop for him.
Yeah, I guess that was tyres, so he's going to have to absolutely fly through. Oh, and he is indeed trying to fly through. So, I mean, he made up for a lot of places at the start of the last, when we went green. So I feel like he can do it, but I think any chance of a win possibly gone. Lee Lucas looks like he has got himself up and back into second place. Got Patrick Lindsay making some moves. I think that was probably a corner cut, so he might have a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, that looked very suspect because his indicator went red and he gained the 3 or 4 positions in a row. As Conrad now is trying to close in on Hamilton for P14. Like we say, that track looks in bad shape, that number 3 track there.
Oh, a bit more damage to assist it there, but yeah.
And thus we have confirmation that
for the lead,
tracks are damage is actually activated. As for the lead on the inside is Lee Lucas. Szymanowski powerless to resist for the time being. He will still keep the inside, but he slots in behind the number 5 track of Lucas, and we have a new leader as everyone goes wide there behind them. We have a massive field of cars trying to jostle for position, trying to close in on Parker, sorry, trying to close in on Szymanowski, and possibly going on the podium, as we have a big mess there at the back. I see numbers flashing red left and right, but we stay on this fantastic fight here because I think this will be very exciting very soon. Conrad is
drivers into the pits. Yeah, what's going on?
Wonder if he got a penalty.
Yep.
So a race that promised so much for him is now a bit of a disaster, to be honest, as he's slotting into the pits, trying to get some evidently some penalty or maybe some damage repair. As we have a massive hit. Do we have a flip? No, we don't. Almost.
I think everyone survived. I'm not sure who it was actually who went. Must have been a back marker, I think, involved.
Yeah, I think it was because I saw one of the tracks basically almost flipping, but he was able to keep it on all fours.
Cool.
Everyone goes, whoa! That was a massive hit for the 29 track, possibly even flipping. Tyler Tucker here in the number 11, Sidin Mall.
Trying to figure out who that was.
So the fight continues here, as we see another replay. This is watching Mark Schmidt.
Oh, so yeah, that looked pretty crazy. There's obviously a lot of stuff going on before that we didn't see.
Oh, that was Christian Abate. Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, it almost looked like they all just went straight on there. No hoots were given. Oh, there you go, look. See? Straight through. That seems like
so
some.
Apparently, you are allowed a joker lap or something. Because I see some drivers take to the inside there and continue. Dalton and Trask fighting over P4. Trask is in the front with this orange, red and green truck, while Dalton is in the all red number 77 just behind him. up the hill once again. We are about to enter the final third of this race. Lee Lucas has pulled away from Machinowski almost 4 seconds. Justin Parker down in third, closing in actually on Chinosky, and then we have this beautiful fight that we were just following until 1 moment ago between Trask and Dalton, are now super close. Little bit of a bump there entering the chicane. You see, they are taking it, with liberty to the final corner. So I guess they have a Joker lap available. I saw the race director clear some black flags during the race, so maybe they are allowed to do so.
Yep. Well, definitely taking liberty. Yeah, I think that's one way of putting it. But if they're allowed, then go for it. Yeah, it's all about timing, really, isn't it? As we got in the chat, Tucker's figured out the racing line. Works well. That's the one. Oh, a few people there cutting some corners as well. So I think it actually has just turned into a bit of a free-for-all, and the officials are just clearing everyone's black flags. We'll see what this group does this time through.
Here we go down the hill.
Certainly a few more doing it, yep. So it's game on.
They have to be careful because some drivers are not doing it, so as Chinosky goes in the pit, so when they rejoin, you might give a big hit to someone else. So you gotta be careful there. So now Parker in second, Trask and Dalton third and fourth, Tucker in fifth, and you can see this very close pack following closely together each other as we are entering, we have officially entered into the final third of this race.
They all carry on doing that. I can't see how some of these leaders are going to hold on to it. Surely going to get closed down. Chad Dalton disappears for a second, but is just pops back in.
Let's see once again, Dalton and Trask in your picture right now. The two drivers closest to the leaders. They seem to be braking. They are doing the corner. Someone else, as Patrick Lindsay, went very deep. And he's up to fourth. The only thing I'm thinking about is that you have like 3 laps to clear your black flags, and I'm not seeing this many black flags being cleared by the race director. So either these drivers are flirting with disqualification, or as you see the number 20 there cutting another section of the racetrack. Penalties are definitely active because we had the race director clear some black flags. And we have this long train of cars led by Patrick Lindsay in his alternative racing line, which he takes again.
You're right, not everyone doing it every lap, so
yeah, it looks like Tucker and Dalton are keeping to the racing line as much as Tucker and Trask are keeping to the racing line as much as possible, and by doing so they are unfortunately dropping significantly because they are now down in 7th and 9th. As you see, Lee Lucas, our race leader and regular season points leader, looking to seal the deal. And he's doing so with ease after a very tough first part of the race, fighting with Garrett Conrath, but Conrath with 2 pit stops, one under caution that was less than ideal because he lost several positions, and then another one in green flag situation that really cost him a lot of time, so down into 18th place. as Ripstein disappears and reappears. So for Lucas, it's just a matter of bringing the car home, which is easier said than done. As Patrick Lindsay with his technique is... Oh, caution! Caution is out.
I was just about to say, these guys doing this, and really, they're not actually catching up our leader at all, which just goes to show how much pace Lucas has got out there. So, phenomenal. So, the other thing it's doing is, of course, is throwing our timing screens right into whack. It's not doesn't detect that they finished a lap or what. So, it's giving them, yeah, we've had some interesting lap times coming in, I think.
And this means we will have a big restart to decide who will be the winner of this race. Now Ripstein, Lindsay, Gross, Parker, Abate, Dalton, Tucker all back in contention. Sadly for Conrad is still down in P18, so he will maybe will be able to make up some positions, but in the end he will not be able to you know, get back to the race winning positions. There is simply not enough time, and we will also see if drivers come in for their stop.
I wonder if they'll get a wave round just to do it, and of course if he's entitled to cut these corners as much as everybody else, then I'm sure he'll be able to at least gain some places. Like I say, so whether or not he's going to get this wave round, that's what we want to see. Quite a few drivers one lap down, everyone from sort of 18th back.
So pit road is now open, but
no one taking it this
time. Out,
yeah.
Maybe no. We have Christian Abate, who, of course, if you remember, hit the wall very, very hard a few laps ago, so maybe going in for repairs after almost flipping. But himself and Schmieding are the only two drivers going in. I think also Diamore went in from the rear of the field, but apart from that, almost everyone staying out. And I guess we will restart possibly at the end of this lap. I just got a glimpse of the pace car there. And the lights are ostensibly out. So we will go back racing for what effectively will be a 6 laps shootout to determine the winner.
I was about to say no wave rounds as well. So yeah, those that are on the lead lap, that's the ones that are in it. So top 16 drivers have a chance here.
Who knows what might happen? I mean, Lucas has dominated this race, but who knows what can happen heading into the first couple of corners. Of course, drivers will be super aggressive. As he's trying to get basically become one with the pace car. Now the pace car heads for the pit lane, and we are about to go racing once again. Lucas pushing hard on the gas pedal, and we are back to green flag racing for the final 6 laps of this race here in Road Atlanta. Ripstein, Lindsay very close to Ripstein, trying to make the move there on the inside. We see Parker, Dalton, Gross all fighting for position as drivers go a bit wide. Lucas seems to be able to keep that position as Ripstein disappears and reappears once again, and then goes completely wide. Gotta be careful when rejoining, as many other drivers are taking an alternative route there. Oh, they all go wide. This time Lee Lucas says, okay, I'm doing it as well. But we have a new leader in Ripstein there. I think that Lucas will try to gain the position back very, very soon, and so he does.
This is where it could get interesting. The pack has been effectively bunched back up. We're all going into this massive braking zone. Oh, look at it in the background.
Good save.
Oh, there you go. That's the problem. That's what everyone's doing. All of a sudden, Lucas is going to find himself way down the order with an absolute mammoth job to do with just a few laps to go. Surprisingly, they all got through that without absolutely flipping.
I was expecting to have a massive pile-up there at the end of that Joker lap, but no, they are all very close, but also all in one piece, and Ripstein has a good lead, but look how quick Lucas is, that he had already made up some of the spots, and now heading down the hill. Ripstein is of course pulling away thanks to his tactics. Now Lucas takes to the grass as well.
It's a totally different kind of race for him now. He wasn't... Oh!
He turns him.
Yeah, Justin Archer around. Yeah, Lucas on board with it as well now. He's cottoned on. Oh, has he? Somehow he survives this.
Putting those elbows out there was Lee Lucas. As we see Dalton and Cox fighting over third place. Dalton, the red car on the inside. Gets the position. Tucker is coming. As they all take to the grass once again. So does the former race leader. See them in the back end of your shot.
And of course the advantage that Lucas had in terms of pace, when you're not actually taking the corners anymore, it diminishes massively. So that one lap, I think, has cost him severely. He's never going to get to the back of Ripstein. Ripstein absolutely nailing the lines he needs to by cutting and extending the circuit. Oh, Lindsay round the outside.
They almost enter into the club pit lane there on the left, which is active in iRacing.
Just 3 laps to go. And Dalton is actually catching up with our leader as well, so I don't think it's enough though.
.6 seconds the gap between first and second place right now. I agree with you, I don't think that will be enough. As Ripstein takes the Joker lap, so does Dalton, so does Cox, so does Lucas, but Lucas is dropping several places now. I think he didn't get it 100% clean.
Oh no, some very slow through there, so yep.
That's the winning chances gone for him. And 2 laps to go for our race leader Alex Ripstein, looking like a possible winner. I think he was one of the first drivers to make alternative racing line, and so far it is working brilliantly for him.
He's not taken that one, and that is where Dalton's catching up. Dalton obviously running a little bit wide through the S's, going onto the grass, and he's opening up this long right-hander. You can see he catches up about a second there every lap. So 2 more laps to go. I mean, he might be on his tail, I guess, on the final lap, but that's all it's going to be, I think, on his tail. He's going to need to try and find a bit more time elsewhere.
Some lap cars there at the front.
Oh, that might make a difference.
Get the white flag, final lap of the race here in Road Atlanta.
This back marker decides he wants to unlap himself. Could be interesting. He doesn't.
One final hurdle for Ripstein as he has to go through the club circuit chicane there. ready to turn right.
Oh, for third, is that? Oh no, that is just a back marker, sorry. That is actually, that's Garrett, isn't it?
Conrad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just goes to show he had some serious pace as well. He had a chance, had he not had whatever issue he had in terms of penalty. He's getting in the way of the racing. Final lap. Oh!
Oh, look at that!
Benjamin
Cox
Cox!
on the inside for the win!
Of course, you can't, surely you can't serve your penalty on the final lap. They can't clear the black flag fast enough, so you have to wait for it to clear. Maybe? Is this what Dalton's doing?
Dalton is doing, yes. As we have some big crashes. Oh! Oh! Where did that truck go?
That's Dean Moll. Where's Dean? I can't see him on the...
Oh, and he's been it again, and he's flying over the track and landing in the pits.
And for the first time of the night, they've not landed on their wheels.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, Marco, that that race transformed halfway through.
Absolutely, yes. It was a race of two halves. I know it is a cliche that is used a lot, but in this case, it is actually true, as we have some engine giving up, thankfully, on the parade lap at the end of the race. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting race. What a way to end the season, and I cannot wait for the two, basically the last chance saloon race Monday in Indianapolis, and then of course the world finals in Monza on Tuesday, as Alex Ripstein, very well deserved winner, squeaky clean race from him, and he gets to do the donuts.
He's done well to get some donuts out of that, considering the fact that the gears are so tall. But of course, using his head, getting it started on the grass. Reverse donut, yeah, not so much. Right, I do believe we have the final classifications. Maybe. Give me 1 second.
As we wait for the standings to come on the screen, the beautiful sunset here over Georgia says, metaphorically, I'd say, goodbye to the regular season of the Dinner with Racers Continental Tire Cup. We thank all of you for joining us. It has been a very, very, very long season. As we got basically hit by a truck as we were sitting here in this camera here.
I'm sorry, I can't seem to get you the final race results up on screen.
Well, not a problem. Let's go with the results. Alex Ripstein, the race winner then, with 2.2 seconds over Benjamin Cox. Lee Lucas in third place. So in the end, a good comeback from him that should give him, the regular season title. Lane Walker, Patrick Lindsay, fourth and fifth. Then Nicolas Isidro, Chad Dalton, Justin Parker, Dean Moll, Matt Szynoski round up your top 10. Davis Trask and Benjamin Wedge, 11th and 12th. Christian James Abate, James Legault, and Garrett Conrad, your top 15. And this is the final car on the lead lap. And then one lap down, Eric Müller, Tyler Tucker, Mark Schmiding, Daniela Taubert, Lance Snyder. 2 laps down, Joseph Kang, Jason Skin, Michael Diamore, Alan Space, and 3 laps down is Jeff Gross with Dustin Hamilton. The retirees were the Monty Dodson, Charles Kleinhagen, and did not take the start, Sean Ackman. So that because he was on administration duties, and that was your final standings from Road Atlanta. And now we get ready to go to Indianapolis once again for the winner take all race. And as we have seen earlier in the season, Alex, that race will be a free for all. And I hope we have damage on, because if we had some crashes there with the new damage model and the Skippy, that would be crazy, and a real threat. I don't know. Beautiful for our viewers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was a great race last time, so yeah, looking forward to seeing how it all pans out. And of course, yeah, with the final sort of two little last chance races, should be quite exciting.
So we are at the end of our broadcast. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you then on Monday night in the United States, Monday evening, for the final race before the world finale in Monza. So thank you for joining us. I'm Marco Barbanera. I've been joined by Alex Simpson in the cameras and in the commentary box with me. And we will catch you very, very soon. Good night.